Hey, Kitty Pies, it is Lanikia, and I am coming to you with a new episode of The Bold and the Beautiful today. Um, on a scale of 1 to 10, this was probably, I'd give it a 9. Well, I'd give it a 9. Yeah, I'd give it a 9. Okay, so to start, we see that Liam is talking to Bill. So he's over to the house, and Liam is uh taking care of everything, like the little projects with fixing toys and everything. And Bill is just like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I don't, I get to be granddad. I don't have to do all that. I could just come in, read some bedtime stories, and go home. And so Liam was just, they're just reminiscing about, Bill was like, I'm sorry I didn't, get to do all the experiences when you with you. And Liam says, well, that was mom's fault, and I understand. But they start talking about how Liam is so blessed to have both Hope and Steffi in his life, and how he's able to be there for his children. And he says it's because Steffi and Hope are both wonderful mothers, and they make sure that he's included and he's involved in everything. And so they start talking about Steffi and Kelly, and how she's going to be just like Steffi. She's has a big personality, and she's fearless. And he says when she gets older, she's going to be the one that gives him the trouble. And then he says that he loves both Kelly and Steffi, and he'll always love Steffi. And so Bill just says, well, Hope and Steffi are completely different people. And what Bill was trying to say, or what I comprehended from what he was trying to say, was that kind of like Ridge and Brooke, and Ridge and Taylor. Brooke is the love of Ridge's life. Like, no matter what happens, he can forgive her because he loves her that deeply. And she brings out this other side of him, and they just are supposed to be together. Like, it doesn't matter, they're going to find a way because they just love each other so deeply. Whereas although Taylor is this sweet, compassionate woman, and she's a good woman, and there's nothing wrong with Taylor, it's just that fire that he has with Brooke is not what he has with Taylor. And that's what Bill was trying to say. He was like, even though Hope is a good girl, she's a sweet girl, she's a wonderful wife to you, and everything. But what you have with Steffi is completely different. And that side of what Steffi brought out in you that Brooke doesn't bring out, that's different. But Liam is just like, no, I love Taylor, and I love Hope, and I hope I got those names right. I love Hope, and she's a, and he said, if you're gonna discourage Hope, and he was like, no, I'm not discouraging Hope, but I mean, it is what it is. Some people bring out that different side of you, that different personality of you. Whereas with Hope, he has this, like, he has a good life. With Steffi, he had a great life, but she had more, I don't know, more passion, I guess is what he's trying to say. Anyways, Liam just says, I will always love Steffi. And he says, the fact that you say you will always love Steffi while you're married to Hope. And he was like, yeah, but it's different and everything. So they just let it go. And anyways, they're singing all this praise on Steffi. Um, and so then we go over to Taylor and Ridge are talking, and they're still going over and praising Steffi about how she was starting to come into her own, and how fearless she's always been, and how she wanted to play baseball, and she was better than Thomas and everything. And Thomas comes in at this point, and so he starts talking about how he you know, Steffi never needed him for anything because she's always went after what she wanted. She has those leadership qualities, and she has that fearlessness about her. And so, talking about that, they got on the subject of Sheila, and Ridge says, oh, why does Sheila even have to be in her life? Like, she loves Finn. A lot of people would have walked away from Finn because of Sheila, but she didn't, because she loves Finn, and he's a good man, and he's brought out great things in her and everything, and they feel safe with her being with Finn. And so then Taylor is just like, I know, you know, even though she doesn't want Sheila in the picture, Sheila is in the picture. She's Finn's mom, and she's Hayes' grandmother. And so then Taylor said, and I try to see the good in everyone. And then Reg was so like aggressive towards. I was like, calm down, sir. Okay, I know you don't like Sheila. Most people don't. Well, a lot of people, the fans do, but even Sheila, like I was like, this is a little bit too far, even for Sheila. Like this is too far. But um, I don't know. I just don't like the way Ridge talks to Taylor. Like it was Friday and now he's doing it in this episode and everything. Like he comes across as a jerk. But anyways, y'all like him, so let's keep going. So Ridge was just telling Taylor, why do you do that? Why do you say she's a good person? She's not. And she was like, I know it's annoying for me to always see the good in someone or whatever. And so Thomas says, do you think Sheila's one of those people? Because she says some people can be changed and some can. And he said, do you think she's one of those? And she says, well, I don't know. She wasn't my patient. She probably should have been, but she wasn't. And she was like, I just want to believe that she's changing for the better, but they're skeptical about it. Thomas, this was a perfect time for you to tell him what you know, but he's not gonna tell. So then we go over to Sheila and Steffi. So they're still in this back alley. Finn has been shot. He's dying on the garbage, on the trash. He's dying, dead. I guess he's dead. I don't know. I believe he's dead. But he's dying, and Steffi is just like, oh my God, what did you do? And she was like, I didn't know he was gonna be here. He wasn't supposed to be here. Like, this is Sheila. And Steffi said, you're crazy. You're a monster. And she's trying to call for help. And Sheila won't let her call. She said, Steffi, put the phone down. And Steffi said, are you crazy? He needs help. Sheila, you shot him. He needs help. We have to call someone. And she says, Sheila, Steffi, don't you call. And so Steffi dials 9 and then 1, like I was telling you on Friday. And then Sheila, sure, they show the gun, the barrel. And I said, oh, Sheila had a silencer on the gun. So I'm like, why is nobody hearing these shots? But Sheila had a silencer on the gun. I'm like, girl, you came with a silencer. It seems like you planned this. But anyway, so she shoots Steffi. So now they go to commercial and come back, and now Steffi and Finn are both lying on the garbage because Sheila has shot them, and she's sitting there breaking down. Oh my God, what have I done? Sheila, I don't even know. I don't even know at this point. So then she's like, Steffi, can you hear me? No, she can't hear you because you shot her. So then she goes over to Steffi and she's about to touch her pulse and everything, but she stops herself. Sheila goes in her bag and pulls out some black gloves. I said, okay, ma'am, I am done. Who walks around with a gun and a silencer and black gloves? Who does this? Somebody who always does bad things. So then Sheila checks her pulse or whatever, and I don't know if she felt a pulse or not. But then Sheila starts covering her tracks, right? So she goes and she starts removing jewelry and removing wallets. She's making it look like a robbery. And I said, my God dang, Sheila. There's no coming back for this for me. Like, I like Sheila, but this is too much. Like, she goes and she makes it look like a robbery and everything. Like they've been robbed at gunpoint and the perp killed them or shot them or whatever. And so she takes all this stuff and then she leans forward and gives Finn a kiss. And she's crying, like, girl, get out of here. She's crying and all that. Girl, go home. Go home, Sheila. So then Sheila goes home back to the hotel. Now, she got blood and all this stuff over here. So she takes a trash bag and she dumps all of the things that she took away from the robbery into the bag and everything. And then she goes over and she starts scrubbing. I said, okay, for the sink with the clear bowl and everything. So she's scrubbing herself and everything and wiping all the blood, and she's crying because she's wiping her son's blood off of her. And so she's doing all this crying and stuff like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Because I mean, your whole point and your whole purpose was to say you wanted to be with your son. Well, baby, I mean, there's only way when you're gonna be with him now. But her whole purpose was to say she wanted to be with her son, and I'm like, this is not like what are you doing? What was happening here? So then we see when she comes because they go to commercial, come back, and she's taking a shower and all that kind of stuff, and she's put um the clothes into a suitcase and everything. So I said, is she trying to leave or is she gonna burn the suitcase? Try to get rid of it or whatever. And then Sheila lays on the bed and she starts crying and stuff because she can't believe what she done. Now you can't believe what you done, but you knew enough to know I'm not going down for this. I'm gonna cover my tracks. So while this is going on, Deacon is at work and he's somebody told him to take the garbage out or something. He was like, okay, god dog. And so he's going to take the garbage out to the trash dumpster or whatever. So he puts it in and stuff, and he turns around and he said, Finn, Steffy? And he's like, what in the world is going on? So he calls the ambulance and the police and he says, I need someone to get here now. They're not moving and everything. Two people have been shot, and he names their names and everything. And he says, they're not moving. I like, someone needs to get here now. And he's like, what happened? And that's how it went off, y'all. And that is what happened on the Bold and the Beautiful Day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a new episode.